What up, what up? Happy Friday, everybody. What's going on? If you're here today, put a message in the chat. Let me know you've tuned into the live stream. We are very live. Today we're going to take a look at a bunch of different charts. Not the most volatility across markets today, but there's always something we can find to trade. Something out there. With your help, we'll find it. What's up, Cyan, Ryan, Chris Pax here from the beginning. I appreciate you. Thanks for helping me out with that typo. Wrong mic? Maybe. Let me see.
Maybe that's right. Better? Check, check. There's definitely something weird going on. All right, maybe that was it. We're back. Better? Pickle, please let me know. I think we're good. Yeah, there we go. See, it's a team effort. We're a community effort here. We find the charts together, we find the trades together, and you guys help me troubleshoot, I don't know, every day for 7 years live, baby. Thanks, Pickle. What's up, 𝐒𝐚𝐫𝐿, Randy Greer? How are you, my friend? 77? Good to be back. Good to be here. It is the first Friday back from my vacation, and we're gonna get into it. What are you guys looking at today? What's up, Evil Shenanigans? How are you, man? Who else is here? Hype it up a little bit. We need all of the energy we can get. We need all the likes, all the taps. Yeah, look, you're famous. You're famous, Randy. All the likes, all the taps, all the follows, subscribes, everything. Yeah, I'm gonna need to be carried through this one today. That's what I'm saying here. What's up, Dave Digital? Life with James, hit that like button. Thank you, man. Yes, listen to Life with James, smart fellow. Man. Been back a week, and markets apparently they're being too nice. They're giving me that time off to relax, and they just keep going. Pretty much nothing else has happened. SPCX Element hitting the nail on the head there where I was going. SpaceX and Tesla. Did we call the top? I think it's looking really likely. It's looking very probable that SpaceX and Tesla are going to drag the rest of the markets down with them. We're going to look at them for sure. Behind me, I have pulled up the USD and JPY. I know you can't really see it. I know you can't see it yet, but it's back there. It's hiding. We're going to take a look at that. JPY losing ground against the dollar, hitting, I believe, all-time lows in value versus the dollar. This is giving momentum to the yen trade, to the carry trade. This is likely to continue juicing markets with basically that free money, but it is very likely we're going to see the Bank of Japan intervene, I'd say, next week. We have the FOMC with Chair Wersch coming up on Wednesday, the 29th. You're going to be here. We're going to watch that together. It's going to be a great time. Gold hasn't tanked yet. We'll see. We'll see Wednesday. We'll see Wednesday. We get a sniff of an interest rate hike, and gold, I think, is going to have a very bad time, let's say. A very bad time. Okay, dude, my phone, Pickle, thanks for the text. My phone, I don't know what's going on with my service. I'm getting everything really leaked. I don't know. I just got that right now. It also is not giving me alerts. I don't understand why my iPhone is not giving me alerts. I have them all turned on, have them all enabled. Beats me. Japan said they're going to raise rates, but they've been saying that for 2 years. I believe they have raised rates, though, recently. They've been doing some emergency injection, whatever type stuff, in response to the yen losing value. And they're going to continue doing that. But I think on Wednesday, there's a possibility. There's a possibility that everything changes in just 5 days. So you're going to stay tuned for that. You're going to be here. We're going to watch it together. Don't you go anywhere. Anyway, I want to start by shouting everybody out. Have the chat up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we enjoy this. There we go. Turn that off. I don't know if everybody enjoyed it. We'll see. Just trying something new. We'll get into the charts. Give you guys shout outs. It's always a good way to start. I appreciate you guys. Let me flip this over to the main station. Here we are. USD JPY. Bullish or bearish? I mean, I'm bullish. What's up, Jess? Wait, Jess is here? Trading with poly markets more profitable than crypto these days? I kind of doubt it. What's up, bud, man? You're a wild one. What else? Foxy Thorny, there he is. There he is. Bullish or bearish on JPY? I think that the dollar is going to continue to crush the yen, especially with any kind of hawkish talk from Morsh on Wednesday. I think it's really possible. If there's no hawkish talk, hawk talk, maybe we'll start calling it hawk talk. At minimum, we'll hear more about the task forces, I guess. The Fed's currently in a blackout period, so they're not commenting on anything right now. We're going to get a little clarity on Wednesday. Euro maintained their interest rates. Will the U.S. do the same? I'll have to actually look at the whole history of the ECB. When we watched the ECB conference with Warsh, it was actually hilarious to watch these people squirm like in their seats, because all of them know, they're all intelligent. They all know what they're saying. They were all like, well, our inflation's up, our employment's down, inflation isn't under control. And then basically, are you going to raise rates? And all of them are like, like they were all just afraid to be the one to say it. So it is very possible that other countries are just waiting for the U.S., waiting to watch what the Fed does. I would even say that's likely what's happening. Very likely what's happening. Task force clarity. Task force clarity. Not the Clarity Act. Yes, Task Force Clarity. We'll see who's on them. I need to actually look that up. What's up, Jesse Gleck? How are you, man? Place your bets. When Cal see that worse, go say Task Force. Sign Ryan, that is virtually a 100% chance that Worst will say Task Force. There's no such thing as 100, but bar that, like, I don't know, a meteor doesn't hit the building and they stop the conference midway through, or stop the meeting halfway through, he's going to say it. He'll absolutely say it. I guess we can look at the spiciest of charts first. JPY, I mean, like, what are we looking for? Like 168, another 10% move, not even 3% move. Not the most exciting chart, but basically, anytime you look at this up, you should be seeing assets go up. When this goes up, assets should go up. It means cheap money is still flooding the markets. When it goes down, that means that free flooded money may look to have that tide come back in and come back to repay those debts. That's the easiest way to look at it. Lost the audio. What's going on? You lost the audio? No. It's choppy. Yeah, I don't know what's happening today. Let me see. I did update both Windows and Streamlabs last night, and I hate updating them ever because then there's always problems. I'll turn off the music. It might make it a little easier to hear. Everything good over there on the TikToks? Yes. We're good. Stop distracting me. I know. Dude, I'm so ADD. You distract me and I'm just like gone. SpaceX. Basically, someone put SpaceX and Tesla on full self-drive because they are crashing and they're driving off a cliff. Both of them essentially nuking over this week. SpaceX now down to 112, hitting a low of about 110 yesterday, and today hanging out right about at that same level. Very little bounce. Very little bounce. It's only got 36 minutes of trading, and it's going to look to close this week at its lowest price. Not doing great. SpaceX not doing great. I honestly, we had talked about this 116 potential scalp long position. Good luck. I guess it's still in play, but I think $100 is where I even begin to think about this. There's really no change there. I don't see any sign of strength. The only potential little secret clue that maybe SpaceX has a little bit of strength, but I'll explain to you why that actually might not be the case here as well, is the SpaceX Tesla chart. This did get a very juicy bump. Wednesday, it hit an all-time low. Thursday, it opened up 20%. So SpaceX gaining 20% against Tesla from Wednesday, honestly, into to today. We've been using this to gauge SpaceX's strength. However, this green candle might not be exactly what some people might hope it is. The reason being, Tesla showing extreme weakness. We'll have to jump over to this chart and peep this a little bit better. So SpaceX has gained against Tesla, but only because Tesla has dumped that much harder. They're both falling. Tesla just falling much harder than SpaceX. And so their valuations are shifting back. SpaceX is gaining back on Tesla. While there isn't a lot of analysis to do on SpaceX, like I said, other than look for 99, Tesla has a lot more. This is a very mature chart. It has a lot of history. It has a lot to go on. And so we can actually look to do some real analysis here. Wow. 26% down this month. Opened at 420, blaze it, down to 312. Sheesh, let's just get rid of everything on this chart and just kind of take a minute to sink, just to drink it in here. This is not a great looking move. This month, under 337, Tesla has broken market structure of the entire year. We're going to have a new measured move target, a new Fibonacci extension. Connecting April's low to May's high, we're going to get a target forecasted downward using our Fib tool. Boom. The first of which sits at 280. That's pretty brutal. The 1414 actually right here, 295 previous. This was previously a really important level. What was it? The all-time high from 2021. Wow. Maybe not as relevant as it has been. That's definitely been tested, blasted through, retaken, given back, retaken, etc. It's been passed around, but interesting. The 1414 sits there. The 1618 extension target at 280. That is roughly at the 50-month moving average. Let me double check this. 50-month moving average. Yeesh. We have seen Tesla return to this 50-month many times on this climb. Something to keep in mind here. In 22, again in 24, again in 25. Here we go. Does look like that is going to be up next, honestly. Let's go. Actually, I want to see this. What's the yearly look like? The yearly puts things in a little bit more perspective. You can see in 25 and 24, large bottom wicks on these candles, yet the candles still closed green. Not quite as nerve-wracking when you zoom out here. Always a good plan, a good strategy when you're panicking. I do wonder if those red candles, yep, my suspicion is correct, did come in the beginning of the year, in the first half, and that has been true for both the red candles Tesla's seen, neither of which traded below in the second half. So that is actually a little different, a little breaking of that pattern. Second half of the year under the first half of the year for Tesla for the first time since 2022, the bear market bottom. That lines up pretty well. That could suggest that the next half for Tesla, meaning 2027, could be looking solid, could be having a big old green. We have seen that pattern here. 2 red half years followed by 1 big green. Giggity. Damn, this has so many candles, man. Yeah, we're on the quarterly chart and we have a 50 moving average. We have 50 quarters already. Let's actually zoom in now. Down to the week. That is one brutal looking candle. What happened? It's almost as if it's P&E being 300 didn't make sense. It's almost as if, I don't know, these companies aren't doing quite as hot as we thought. Elon Musk has spent, it seems like, a lot of time in politics, in policy, in the public eye, doing stuff that isn't innovating. We're doing a lot of talking on non-innovation. Not saying these companies haven't done anything, but he has been talking a lot, and it hasn't been about how great the things Tesla is going to do. He did say how they're going to, put a colony on Mars, or that X would be worth more than the entire planet combined. I don't know, some craziness. Honestly, I don't think for many years now, Elon Musk has been a confidence-building CEO, has been someone that you could just that any given person would likely trust with their money when it comes to investing. Even though we've seen that happen with SpaceX, I think back here in 21, when Elon was first getting weird talking about Dogecoin, was getting caught kind of cheating in video games, but mostly keeping his head down. We didn't know much about him. He just had these successful companies. That's when I think he was prime, safe, secure, good bet CEO Elon. Now I think he's just becoming kind of more and more unhinged, and I think it's going to reflect not only on these stock values, but on the choices he's made, like the whole SpaceX IPO bundling. I think it's likely Tesla will be bought by SpaceX. Doesn't look so great now, but you could argue maybe Elon's dumping it so he can buy it cheaper from himself. I mean, maybe. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I wouldn't put it past him. But this is looking pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Let me slap a fib on this. I already have that. I think this will be the 618. Yeah, oh man. We've been following this chart. I probably should make a clean chart, but I'm lazy. This is a value that we have been looking for a little bit now. Let's see. From 2025, April to December 25, the swing low to swing high of last year. Our 618 sits right here. Our 618 retracement, the golden Fibonacci retracement at 295. You can see we already have a long position placed there. That has been there for a very long time. In fact, I will admit, back here in April, I thought that Tesla was going to make it down to 295 faster. I didn't see this May rally to like 460 coming in. There have been times where this chart looked extremely strong, destined for all-time highs. That was more back at the end of 25. We had been painting higher lows, retested all-time highs. This looked ready to rocket. So this is really shaking it up multiple times here on the chart. We have seen some very clear-cut signals of higher and lower, and we've seen those not always play out. Of course, we've had some really good trades, but we have seen them not play out multiple times. I think the last time I had a really strong trade on Tesla was back here in April of 25. I think it was right at the 200-week moving average, which if you take a peek is roughly where this long entry is at 295. Maybe suggesting a little lower, 282. But I like that trade still. We have a lower low in price. Man, you just can't get over that candle. 20% down this week. I wonder how many bigger candles Tesla's had than that to the downside. Not many. I'm having trouble finding any, actually. One of the biggest losses for Tesla in a week. It still has a few minutes of trading at least. Right? We still have a few hours of trading. Could move back up. Could see a close a little higher, but at this point, I don't think that's a really great bet. That is a really bad candle. Just look at it. Down on the day. Whew, sheesh. Wow. Wow. Get rid of that. Long was stopped out here in April. Take profit, not hit. Now we're just cruising downward. Whew. Is anyone feeling bullish on Tesla? Am I wearing a PJ? This isn't a PJs. This is a beach shirt. You can't wear a beach shirt to bed. How you doing, Sylv? Elon will bounce from lows. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lows to go. How long was Elon a trillionaire for? It was like speed run that. He's like a trillionaire for a day. Like 2 days, 3 days. Something like that. SPX to 100, I think so. 𝐂𝐴𝐺, I think so. I think it's heading right there. I think Tesla is heading for 295, if not potentially lower. This is starting to look not so good, like in a bigger picture here. Price is currently seeking out that 200-week moving average down at about 280. It rejected, similar to Bitcoin, rejected from the 200-day, and is now bleeding its brains out. But when you look at the bigger picture here, it starts to look like something familiar, doesn't it? Which one? Many altcoins, let's put it that way, with really similar timing. An all-time high in 2021, then basically an attempt at that all-time high again in 2025. It broke by just a little bit, maybe like total crypto market, total 2 looks like this. Broke it by just a little bit, maybe Ethereum, and now failed the high, dumping lower. Like, it is honestly reminding me of many crypto charts. 295. I mean, we'll see, Randy. We'll see if it bounces there, right? I think the odds are not so bad that it'll bounce. I think like I said it, I've said it before, say it again. I think Elon's done a lot of damage to the Tesla brand. I think the main, like, do you guys remember before Elon got real political and involved with like elections and stuff, yelling about different different policy stuff? You remember? Well, first of all, Elon was like super like liberally like sounding like a lot of the time when he did speak. But Teslas, do you guys remember South Park was making fun of Teslas for like really liberal people, smug people sniffing their own farts? Remember that? Elon just like went out and like went after those, like went after his customer base. He like went after the, like literally, I don't know. It just seems really strange. Like back here, buyers of Teslas, I mean the cars, were like liberal people in California. Who's buying Teslas now? Certainly there are people. I'm not arguing there aren't. But, and certainly I'll argue that there's still a lot of, those liberal same people are still buying them. But certainly at lesser numbers. He's created a stigma for that exact buyer profile to buy his own expensive niche thing. On top of that, we've seen other competitors with electrics. It just seems weird. You definitely remember Cyanide. That happened. South Park, there's a whole episode on why, like, Tesla's being super liberal, smug, smell your own fart people. And then Elon Musk came out over the last few years and just like it seems like intentionally and specifically, maybe not intentionally, specifically communicated to those people that he is not one of them. He doesn't believe that way. He believes the opposite. Like, it's just very weird. It was just very strange. What's up, Dean? How are you, man? Ask Element. Oil the 108 alien psyop? I could see higher, brother. EV companies cannot make money. Well, I mean, how much money is Tesla making? Certainly their P&E is still like 300. They have high recalls. They're so cheap. What's up, who's your daddy? Actually, I don't even know those numbers. We do know that. I mean, how much kind of cyclical extra-company buying is there? How many of the Cybertrucks did SpaceX buy from Tesla? I'm sure Tesla uses Starlink. Like, I feel like a lot of it is similar to the AI circular economy going on now, where it's like buying and investing in yourselves. And we see this as SpaceX IPOs, and they bought XAI, and likely I think are going to buy Tesla. Like, it's all just wrapping up tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and not actually creating any more value or doing anything more, right? I'd be curious. To know Tesla's real numbers at this point of buying cars, because I know people who wanted to buy Teslas in the days back in like 2021, and now those people are like, I would never buy Tesla because of Elon Musk. And I'm not saying they're right or wrong or whatever, but that's just their genuine opinions. And this stock not looking so hot here. Losing 358 is a pretty critical level. We were actually looking at that in April, potentially for almost a game theory counterintuitive bounce. It's like, if Tesla doesn't hold 350 here, it's going to go much lower. And so oftentimes we can look for a little scalp position. We definitely hit it pretty hard here. That was up 26% at its height, but it did get stopped out, and obviously it's stopped out now. That level is lost, and so basically now, what do we have? We do have, as we discussed, the 618 level right here at 295. I don't see much below that until really you get to the ascending low trend. Ascending low trend. That'd be at 250 right now. I said that this reminds me of a bunch of cryptocurrencies, and it does. And what's crappy about that is a lot of them did not hold. They do not tend to hold this low trend when they get there. Ethereum did it. It lost it. Now it's back above, but there's just not a lot for this chart. You have strong support at 220, but trading down to 220 kind of like invalidates the entire bullish thesis here, the entire bullishness of this chart. I was very bullish on Tesla as a chart up until, like I said, about April-ish of this year, because this was crazy. It was just higher lows. Buyers kept coming in. They kept pushing price up. Didn't seem like it was going to stop. But as soon as we lost 358, A lot of that went away. A lot of that bullish structure went away. So now, I don't know. I think it's worth a shot at 295 as low as 280, playing either that 618 or the 200 week. I think they're worth a shot. I think they're a high probability trade. I think it's unlikely that Tesla will nuke to like 280 next week and then just keep dumping to like 218. The only way that would happen is, in my opinion, is like something really outlier happened. They did have a surprise bad earnings. They were 38% under estimated earnings. That's pretty shitty. That's pretty bad. Was that today? Sheesh. Oh, that was yesterday, maybe? Wednesday. It was Wednesday. I didn't even see that. Wow. Yeah, they closed so tiny there, and then Thursday opened down. I should have streamed yesterday. Sheesh. Is what it is. Best lives, best vibes. Thank you, Bullish Future. How you doing, brother? There'll be millions of optimists someday. I mean, there'll be millions of robots, humanoidish robots. I think. I don't know if they'll be optimists, but the thought, yeah. AI companies peeing in each other's pockets. That's fair. What's up, Tao? What's up, Nervin? Ephraim? What's up, boys? No one says anything over on TikTok. You gotta say hi. Gotta tap the screen. They have 5 hearts on TikTok. That's so sad. So sad. You have 2 Teslas. They're amazing. We've been live streaming here for 7 years, and for many of those years, you guys would be like, "Oh, you want a Lambo?" And I would say, "No, I want a Tesla. I want an electric car. I don't want a Lambo." I said that for many years. I'm kind of good right now. I think I also wanted that because of self-driving. Not just electric. I did want an electric car, but self-driving. And the full self-driving is just like not there, right? So I'll wait for a full self-driver. Then I'm good. What's up, Vegas Claw? How you doing, brother? Dave Digital is kind of mod to ban you for saying good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're going to ban Chirpow. What's up, Gold Crow? How are you, man? Carrot Fox. Kim. Looking at oil next. Strong support. But crappy about 99% is not claimed all-time high. I don't know if you were talking about Tesla, but hey, what's up, Quicker? I see you there. Is that I was making that comparison to Tesla's. Tesla didn't reclaim all-time high. It just did the little bump, like Ethereum hit like 5,000 and went down. That's like what I'm getting vibes of that 5,000 December of 25, a little break of all-time high, now fall. If Tesla doesn't hold like 280 and trade back up to all-time highs, I think it's in big trouble. 𝐿0. All right. Ballsy. I mean, I don't know. 0 is a really hard number. I've only ever seen one asset ever trade to 0. That was in COVID in 2020. When it traded to negative. Certainly, we've seen things trade to like effectively 0, like from $100 to fractions, 0.0001 penny or something. Like, yeah, that's effectively 0, but still technically, actually, push your glasses up, isn't actually 0. Nah, I see what you mean. Oil. We called the exact bottom on oil. The exact bottom on oil. We need to find that clip. It was like back in March. And then obviously we talked about it almost every time I looked at oil from March on. I said I'm really going to wait for it at 67. We should find that clip back in March when it broke out. And I was like, I'll wait. I remember ranting about, what was it, like 𝐂𝐴𝐶 or Matic or something. 𝐂𝐴𝐶, Matic. Link. It was Link. And how I saw Link broke out. And I was like, I'll wait for it at $5. And then it did like 4 years later. Not a great day for oil for whatever reason. Who knows why? What's in the news? Crude slides. As UN Iran peace talks, dude, can we even like pretend at this point that like any of that matters? Like, is there anyone still holding out that like, oh, we're about to have a peace. We're about to have peace. Like, literally, it is the same play every single week. It is like Friday. What is it like? Friday of there's peace talks, right? And then Sunday Iran called me ugly, and so we're gonna bomb them even more. And then it's like on the next Friday, it's like we won the war and Iran is done. And then Sunday, it's like Iran pissed in my Cheerios, and so I'm ordering a strike on their schools or something. Like, it's the exact same play. Watch for this exact same play to happen this weekend. I can all but guarantee it, that we will have this exact rhetoric. I don't know why anyone would bet on literally anything else at this point. Like, literally anything else. Betting on any other outcome at all over this weekend seems crazy to me. Like, volatility into the weekend close on energy, data center names, like, volatility into the close is a little summary. About oil and prices of energy. Yeah. Why? What? I'm just wondering if anyone actually still believes it. Does anyone actually believe, and I'm not going to make fun of you, does anyone actually believe that we're like this close to being out of Iran? Like, at all? The black swan will be when Donald Trump eats Taco Bell and gets diarrhea. Diarrhea lettuce. Like, diarrhea would kill the man. One kind of concerning thing is the beautiful bounce here on oil did close the gap from May. Wait, why is this May, July? Dude, what is happening here? Time zone? May, July? What happened to June? I swear, TradingView's been doing that more and more. Just like when you change the time frame, all of a sudden it's like saying something weird. March, April, May, June, July. What the? Am I crazy? Oh, yeah. Actually, Craig Bowen, you're right. I forgot about that. No, actually, Craig Bowen, the House passed the bill to get rid of July, but the Senate then didn't vote for it. Just like 100% of everything that happens in the U.S. Like, here's the weeks on June, and then I don't know. But I think there was like a gap there, and it is now filled. We do have a new open gap on oil at 70 about. If you're looking for an entry, really, if you're looking for more BS into August, which is probably very smart, about oil that brings oil down, maybe you're looking at like a higher low at 70, right? Something like that. Trump to zero for sure. Oof. Ooh, father time. Thank you, Dave. Oh, the guy. Why are you in? I don't know what that guy's. Hey, Tarm shared the live. Thank you, brother. You the man. Cheers. Oil, so crappy and of course manipulated spot for oil to stop here. Beautiful week. Beautiful entry. Stopping right at the descending high trend. Actually looking to close today under it out of nowhere. Yesterday closed at like 91, pulling back to 88. We are above the VWAP. The beautiful VWAP. Actually, we'll have to go to Brent. Brent actually showing a different picture. I don't know how these can be so drastically different on a chart, but they are. Brent clearing everything. Clearing its yearly VWAP. This candle high up there in space, actually a higher high versus June. This is actually kind of cool. Brent potentially looking to pull back for a higher low. Maybe it looks like this. Right, maybe. Neckline. It's going to be hard to judge because honestly, that pullback could just be that. It could already be done. Could already be over. Could already be finished. Do you like it on the day though? I think on Brent, there's definitely an entry. If this pullback happens or continues into the week, entry at 91, you have a daily order block here. You have your yearly VWAP, which you already saw. Price respect. I think you can get a 2-to-1 with a 6% drawdown right here, just back to the high. You can likely hold that position longer if you'd like. I think oil's still going to all-time high this year. I don't understand why it wouldn't. I think it could look something like this. Potentially, you could close at 103. You could look to reopen at 103 if there's a back test. I think that's pretty juicy. CL Futures. What's up, J Trader? How are you, man? Restart YouTube. It was your connection, Cavalaria. What's up? You know what's weird is we've had multiple people talk about the audio being weird today. I don't know what it is. What's up, Nimoy? There he is. How you doing? How you doing, Nimoy? What's up, Mohan Kumar? What positions have I made? Made them all, baby. Made all the positions. You call. What's up, Judge Bibbles? CL Future. Crude oil. This is crude. This is a crude. This is spot crude. I guess they're not futures. They're all. I'm assuming they all look relatively the same, right? Which one does this look more like? This looks more like just WTI. Or is it exactly WTI? 93, 93. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the same. It's the same chart. Hit 67. 67. See, oil USD is just, I guess, the exact same chart on TradingView. Same diff. Vegas Claw, it may be a mod. Once traffic picks back up, man, we'll add more mods. If we have any more mods, this is going to be all mods. This is going to be a mod chat, which is not bad, but it might be intimidating. People will be like, I'm not a mod. I probably shouldn't even say anything. Get rid of all these price labels. Price label, price label, price label. Price label, SanDisk. Let me see. SanDisk lower low, lower high. Wow, not looking great. It does look like the old tech is running out of momentum, or at least temporarily. 132. I don't want to look at SanDisk just because Nimoy came. I feel like Nimoy always reminds me of it. And then I go look at it, and then I'm like, NASDAQ breaking down from that. Beautiful triangle. Beautiful reversal triangle here. Called it. Actually, this is pretty clean. Broke ascending support, back tested it, now traded lower. It's time for some retracement, boys. Time for a little retracer-oon. I would say 27.2 at the most conservative. 26.5. 265, previous high of last year. That does not look good. It's paid for your solar and your vacation. Amen. Amen, Nimoy. Amen. Proud of you. I'm happy it did. That's a nice RSI high, though, on the week. If NASDAQ trades any lower in the next week under 28.2, I think we're looking at like 27, 26, 27. Hello from France. Oui, oui, 𝐿𝐵𝐷. How are you? Pretty on the daily. All right, let's check out the daily. Why do you think it looks pretty on the daily? I think that looks bad. I think that looks real bad. I mean, like, it's only down 1%, but the reason I think this looks bad is you've retested your low. Okay, yeah, you double bottom, but what do? You come back up for another lower high. Retest support. Like, you know, how many times do you get lucky here? I don't like it. I don't like it because exactly what I described. This is identified as a diamond reversal before it broke. It broke down, respected the uptrend, traded lower. I think you got lower to go. You might get a bounce in between. Might get like I said, return to the trend line, lower high. But I think 27s. I think 27s is in the future for the NASDAQ. Late again. You're never late. Never late. Good trades today. Yeah. I haven't taken any trades today, I'll be honest. None today. MSTR. MSTR is not far from the entry. Sticking around here. Still hasn't broken its low. I'm still looking short though at 100. Mad love to you, Randy. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I do hope everyone has a great weekend. Gold is that short entry as well. It is Friday. It is Friday. And just not a lot's happening. But I do appreciate you being here. Gold's at entry for a short. Looking for 3,500. Tapping on support. Lower highs. Hold up. I'm having an exterminator come. Okay. Cuckoo. It's got some ants. It's been raining and I got like these little ants. And I don't want them around. Well, the reason I called the exterminator is because I got back from a whole week of vacation and I made sure there was no food out. I cleaned everything, wiped everything down. And so for a whole week, and I basically threw out all the food in the house. There was nothing. And then when I got back, there was still like a few ants crawling around on my counter. So I don't know. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to get rid of them ants. Demands. Oof. STRC is looking worse and worse. I'll be honest. It's looking worse. Keeps testing support, lower highs. And he's looking to break down now. 𝐂𝐴𝐺 finally there he is. I think RUT is the most bullish looking indice. I think RUT, even if the others are tapped out, I think RUT still has more. Slam to buy work. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Sky? What's up, Enrique? Ants looking for their sugar daddy. True. Ooh, take profit at 38 on HIMS is playing out here. Now down to 28. That's a pretty big take. 26%. Congrats to anybody who took profit on HIMS watching our trades. Hells yeah. Looking for a potential bounce, maybe into a lower high at 26.15, 27.30. Sugar daddy to the ants, baby. Copper continuing its climb. SPX nothing. Hood actually looks pretty bad. Palantir, send it down. Send Palantir down. What's up, Panic? You guys should make sure you're in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, by the way. Should be in there. I thought I just had Hood up. I did. This is a different one. There it is. I feel like Intel's a short. I feel like Intel maybe isn't even a short, but maybe it definitely, I think, is a long at like 50. Go back down, fill that in. Fill in a little bit of that gibberish pump. Come give some back. $50, I'll take you. Right to the 0.5. Hut long filled. Wow, Hut long filled and almost closed out already. $83. Perfect back test of previous all-time high. Perfect fill of the gap. Heading back to 141. Broke all the downtrend. Hut's looking good. I would take profit at the all-time high though. I wouldn't keep running. Thanks for the heart, 𝐿𝐵𝐷. I appreciate you. Google looks like absolute shit. We closed our long. Now we're out. Whoa! I didn't even see that. Whoa. Holy. Do they have bad earnings too? No, they're just... Google's just dumping for the love of the game, for the love of the dump. Google could be a long. Not a forever hold long, but Google could be a long here. I think you have a tight stop long at 316, targeting basically just that gap fill. Like 332 up to 338. The only reason I say that is a big gap, first of all. And second of all, you opened down completely ignoring the 0.5 retrace and directly opening at the 618. I think that that's good for a short-term bounce. Likely, though. Likely. Short-term, very short-term. I like that trade. That's pretty neat. P silver. Keep an eye on silver. Keep an eye. Silver is like tempting us here with a breakout, but I don't trust it yet. We'll see what happens into next week. Trading above 61 for silver could be a pretty sneaky sign, actually. Coin sideways, lame. SMCI didn't fill either our long or short yet, lame. Only like cents away. Bitcoin doing nothing. Okay. Sure. As one does as one does in Bitcoin, doing nothing. Hanging out doing nothing. Bear market everywhere. Yeah, it's good. It's good to be in good company, I feel. You know? What's up, 𝐈REO_MADE? How are you? It's good to be in good company. There's a bear market everywhere. In crypto, we were already used to it. Some users spamming some random YouTube channel. Only scammers, whatever, promote their channels like that in someone else's live stream. They're like, nobody watches my channel, so I have to get other people's channel. Goodbye, buddy. And he's gone. What a scammy name, too. What a scammy name. That's funny. We watch you. Thank you, Foxy. I watch you back. Bitcoin down, looking crappy into the weekend. Par for the course. Gave us a moment of excitement. Back down. Looking for a close above 63.1 basically this week. Stay above the 200-week moving average. Nothing has changed. Someday, I believe Bitcoin will move. Someday. Someday. Maybe. It's a chilling day. It's Friday. I do appreciate you tuning in here. We do have the FOMC Wednesday, so you better be here Wednesday. We'll gotta be here Wednesday for sure, Wish. I think we're gonna just cut it as a short stream again. We're just finally getting momentum over on TikTok. 10 viewers, the highest viewers we've had on TikTok the whole time. I love you guys. Make sure you subscribed and followed. We're typically live longer. It's Friday. There's not that much going on. We have a big week coming up next week, so make sure you're following along, notifications on, subscribed. On a lookout for more streams. Jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Join the fam in there. They're always chatting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Discord, GG, Tom Crown. I'll catch you guys soon. Have a good weekend.